Hey guys. So the last time I tried to record this video, I ended up wasting a lot of time going over a bunch of BS. So today I just wanted to show you everything that I've been working on, as well as give some insight on my new home network setup compared to the last video. So I ended up getting a full rack with two PowerEdge servers, and I've already gone ahead and configured mostly everything. I had some clips, but for some reason it was skipping a bunch of frames and it wasn't really recording correctly. So I said, whatever, I'll just redo it and show you guys basically everything that I've done. If we come over here, you can see that in my data center, I have two nodes, the PVE R420, which is the Dell PowerEdge R420, and then the R430. And you can see over here in the middle, 56 threads, 157 gigs, which is like, I think it's like 160 or 164 maybe gigs of RAM, and then 2 terabytes or 1.64 terabytes of just regular storage on or that the nodes can use for containers, virtual machines, that kind of thing. That doesn't include the NAS system that I have. I'll get into that later, but I also have a virtual machine running TrueNAS with more storage. Um, for now, there is only two nodes. I am planning on adding a third one just to keep up the quorum, just in case if one of them goes offline. That is coming, don't worry. But let's start with the R420. As you can see, this is pretty much strictly for media. Jellyfin, for my movies, totally legal movies for my Blu-rays. Qubit torrent, and then the RStack. So to go a little bit more in depth, we could start with Jellyfin. So it's just a regular Jellyfin install. I can show you that. Um, Pretty much, my shows that I've been watching, movies that I've recently added. We go over to this. I can actually show you the admin side. So I do have a theme. I forget what it's called. Um, but I can probably put that in the description. Um, but fairly basic Jellyfin install with a couple of plugins. So if you don't know, you can install plugins onto Jellyfin. If you come over here on the left, you'll see plugins. A lot of user plugins are going to be in their separate repositories. So you can see at the top here, manage repositories. I have a couple of them here that I use, so it's syncing with Letterbox and that kind of stuff. So that's Jellyfin. Qubit torrent, I'm not going to open for obvious reasons, but it's a torrenting client. So if you guys torrent legal media or files, you can actually torrent um, distro ISOs. So Ubuntu, you can torrent, all that kind of stuff. Prowler is another one that I'm not going to be showing, but basically it's a way to get a bunch of indexers if you are torrenting something. It's another list of stuff that you will be able to torrent. Radar. So if I come over here, I have a folder of a bunch of stuff. So Radar, I can show you. This is how I organize my movies. Um, so it shows you all of your movies. If you go, you have to specify a path for it. Um, and you can change, so it'll tell you, okay, this is downloaded here. This is the, where it's going. You could rename them. All of this gets imported into Jellyfin as well. It's all looking at a central directory. So in this, it's Mount Media for me. So that's going inside TrueNAS. And then same for Sonar. That's just for TV shows. And then some other ones. So after I've logged into TrueNAS, I can show you that I do have a pool. So I have I'll put in a clip of me showing the drives. Um, in the mail, I got some drives, some caddies, other stuff for this. So in the R430, we have two Micron 5300 Pro 48 gig, 480 gig per. So there's two. And then going in the R420 is going to be these Samsung PMA83 drives. Both of these are also 480 gig, if it'll focus. For the R420, I had to get adapters for the caddies because they are 3.5 inch, but the drives are 2.5. I'm pretty sure these would work. I haven't tested it yet. So I got 4. I only really need 2 for now, but there are 4 bays, so I figured I might as well. But we can actually gut this guy. This is what's in there. Currently running Proxmox is just kind of a test. I wanted to see if it'll actually work, and it does. So we can go swap these two, get both of these two things configured, and yeah. I don't know if I showed you the rack. I can't remember because, quite honestly, it was like a month ago. But right now we have ER707M2. This is my router. I have Eero Pro 6E as my AP. It's using it in bridge mode right now. I put 4 drives in here. I bought 4 set. Oh, where did I put the SAS drives? Oh, here we go. I got 4 SAS drives. I think it's 2 terabytes each. I don't remember what I bought. Of course, it doesn't say. It's something, but they're all the same. I think it's 2468, and then I'm gonna be doing RAID. Oh geez, I forgot. Something, I'll put it up. But it's gonna be 6 terabytes usable. I think it's like a version of RAID 1 plus RAID 0. It's something in Proxmox that you can configure. But we'll all go over that. Some miscellaneous down there. I'm gonna be going over the hierarchy in a bit, but I just wanted to kind of give you an update on the rack. This is how it's shown. So if I go data sets right here, so I have Battle Labs, which is, files for projects that I'm working on, media, which is movies, TV shows, and then storage. So that's just kind of a lot of like, game files and stuff like that are on there, just personal files and stuff. This was really nice to set up. Although I could have done it in Proxmox, I'm glad that I went with TrueNAS because I've never used it before. A lot of people install this onto bare metal, just this, and not like having it under Proxmox, but I'm glad I did it this way just because it was nice to experiment with, and it's really easy to set up a pool, like really easy. But the next thing, this was just this node, so that's just the R420. Yeah, so as you can see here, this has 96 gigs of RAM installed in it, and I have that 480 gig SSD. That's running, I believe, in RAID 1. Um, and then the reason why it shows that all this RAM is being used is because TrueNAS doesn't, it takes up all the RAM that's allocated to it for caching. So if you needed, some movies or something like that, it'll have it in the cache ready to go, from what I understand. A lot of this is kind of like I may or may not understand it. If there's something that I get wrong or whatever, just let me know in the comments. But this does have a dual socket Xeon E5 2430, so it's 24 threads, but it's 6 cores per. And then for the R430, I believe this one has 64 gigs of RAM. Yeah, 64 gigs of RAM, same amount of storage, and then it's 2 8 cores, so that's 32 threads. It's the 2 of the E5 2620s. But on this one, I have all my networking, so I have Gluten, which is a VPN. It's a bit of a weird, it's not necessarily a VPN, but it's it's like a VPN client that's like super easy to use for like normal people, but I like messed the whole thing up. It works kind of. I'm planning on redoing it, but the reason why it messed up is because I had like issues getting it under my whole network, whereas like I could have just pointed it to one device or just had one device running it, but that's whatever. Um, it just runs in the Docker container and you specify, what you have. For me, I have Proton VPN, so I use that really easily. Tailscale is probably my favorite thing that I have going here. So I could probably show this. Oh, well, that's great. Come on, is DNS down? Oh, okay, so it does work, I promise. So the next one I have is AdGuard. So before I ran Pi-hole, I'm trying AdGuard out. So far, it works basically the same. So I can show you under here. This is what it looks like. I just set it up today, actually. But it shows you, all of your queries, blocked queries, top client. It's basically the same. Um, and there's also some lists that are built in, not built in, but you can kind of just select it under here. So you can choose from a list instead of adding it all by yourself, which I think is nice. Um, but it's pretty much the same as Pi-hole so far. But for right now, this is kind of everything that's going on. I'll show you a couple of clips, or I might record new ones of kind of, the hardware and stuff like that, just because that's a little bit more interesting.